Hello students, we are in question number 4. So let us have a look at the solution. Okay. So the first entry will be bank account debit to share application. Okay. For the number of shares that were issued and subscribed. Okay. And the application money were received. So here in this question, it is a case of full subscription because it has not been mentioned that how many shares were subscribed by the public. So this is the case. So bank account debit to share application. Okay, so we will now transfer this amount to equity share capital account. The entry will be share application account debit to equity share capital account. After that, share allotment money will be due, and the entry will be share allotment account debit to equity share capital account. Okay, you can see the amounts here. I will not be now focusing too much here. Okay, as we are moving further, some explanation will be reduced. Bank account, after this, okay, the money was due on allotment, we will receive the amount of allotment. Okay, so the entry will be bank account debit to share allotment account. Okay, so after this, we have one more entry to be passed, that is your share call. Okay, so the share call money was rupees 5. Okay, so the money was due on 40,000 shares. Okay, but when the money was to be received, okay, we can see here calls in arrear as well as calls in advance. Okay, so how it is appearing now, let me take you to this calculator here. Then I will show you what is happening actually. Okay, so have a look at the question. Okay, the face value of share is rupees 10, isn't it? So out of rupees 10, rupees 1.25 was asked on application. Okay, and rupees 2.50 was asked on allotment, and rupees 5 was asked on share call, and whatever is the balance, that is 1.25. Okay, still this 1.25 was to be paid, but the company have not made this call. Okay, so this is how you come to know that rupees 1.25 is still to be paid and still to be called up by the company. Okay, this rupees 1.25 is to be called up by the company, and rupees 1.25 is to be paid by the shareholders. Okay, but the company has not made the call for it. Okay, so just remember this one. Okay, this is the end of your journal entry. Okay, after that we will prepare cash book. So don't worry about that okay, money of rupees 1.25. Just have a look at the question. Amounts payable on allotment were received by the company, but one shareholder failed to pay the amount due on his 500 shares. So when you were supposed to receive the um, final call money, okay, this one shareholder failed to pay the amount due on 700 shares when the call of rupees 5 per share was made. So when the call of rupees 5 per share was made, one shareholder holding 500 number of shares failed to pay the call money. Okay, so this is your call scenario. So 500 into 5, 2500. Okay, this is the call scenario in case of share call money. Okay, 500 number of shares, that is why it is here 2500. Okay, and you can see again, while another who held 400 shares paid them right up in full. So just now using calculator we came to know that what is the amount. Okay, that 1.25 is the balance amount that was to be called up by the company, and that was paid by the shareholder in advance. So this is your calls in advance. So remember that calls in arrear will appear in the debit side, whereas calls in advance it appears towards the credit side. Okay, so how many number of shares were there in calls in advance? 400 number of shares. And how do we calculate this? 1.25, subtract from rupees 10 1.25, 2.50 and 5 rupees, you will get the amount 1.25. So this 1.25 is actually the amount of money to be called up by the company. Okay, so this is how you calculate this calls in advance amount. Okay, so it will be 500 rupees. Okay, as you can see here, the share call money was to be received 2 lakh. So from 2 lakh, 2500 is the calls in area. Okay, and you are only receiving 1,97,500 from this share call money. Okay, and this 500 is actually the calls in advance that I that is why I have shown you here using this. Okay, so this is your entry, the last entry for your share call. Okay, so if you have not understood this point, please let me know. I know that this video is not enough. That's why we need to focus on the online classes also. But you guys don't join the online classes. This is very much disappointing. So you know how to prepare this cash book. Okay, since class 11 we are learning, and I have already explained that this whatever the banks that you can see here in the journal, okay, that are appearing in the debit side, you just take it out. Okay, follow the amounts. Okay, and you write it here in the bank column. Sorry, in this cash book. Okay, bank column. So you know how to prepare these ledger entries. Okay, you have to prepare the ledger entries here. Okay, because you are asked to post to the ledger also. So many ledger entries are there. So you know this already in class 11. Okay, if you still want to know more, let me know. Okay, I don't want to explain all these things because we know this already from class 11. Okay, so uh, now you have to prepare this balance sheet. So in this balance sheet, you can see here the format that has been mentioned. Please use the exact format that I have taught you. Okay, you can refer to the example of book also. There is no issue, but the format, it should be correct. It has to be correct. It has to be followed as per the Companies Act 2013. So you will prepare this format. Okay, number one, equity and liabilities, this Roman number one. Now English Roman numeral number one, shareholders funds, share capital. Number two, current liabilities, other current liabilities. Okay, total, this assets, current assets, cash and cash equivalents, and total. And remember that you have to write extracted here always, because this is not the complete balance sheet. Okay, so this extracted means only the amounts that have been extracted to show the following items. Okay, or the selected items. So you have to make the note number also. Okay, so you will come to know how to prepare the note number. You have to prepare note number for share capital. Okay, if there is any current liabilities, you have to show the note number. If there is any reserve and surplus which comes under the shareholders fund, you have to show again the note number. Okay, and for cash and cash equivalents, you have to show the, I mean make the note number. So you prepare this. Okay, you know this already. So authorized capital, this issued capital. Okay, so this subscribed capital. So here I have mentioned rupees 8.75 called up. Still rupees 1.25 was not called, isn't it? So this rupees 1.25 was not called. So for that we have here, we can write here, but it is not good to show here, but I'm just showing it for the sake of showing. Okay, so this 1.25 is actually the um, money that you have received. Okay, in case of this calls in advance, let me take you to the journal entry and show you. This is the calls in advance money. Okay, so okay, so when we prepare this notes to accounts, we have to write number one, share capital, authorized capital, issued capital, subscribed capital. And in this subscribed capital, write subscribed but not fully paid up. So write the amount of shares, okay, 3,50,000, out of which we have calls in area of rupees 3,000, sorry, 2,500. So you can see the calls in area here. So calls in area is 2,500. So you need to subtract it, sorry, subtract it. So it will be 347,500. So write this amount 347,500 which you have just taken out. So write this 347,500. Okay. So for calls in advance, you have to use this amount 500. Okay. Where is that? Okay. Yeah, 500. Okay. So always remember that this is your main head. Okay, and these are your subheads. Okay. And finally, cash and cash equivalents, that is your cash at bank, 3,48,000. So which you have extracted from the cash book, 3,48,000. So your balance sheet is now complete. Okay, both asset side and the liability side, they should match together. Okay,